Hello, I'm Adam, hailing from partsFUNknown, and it's the most rumbleful time of the year. Nothing WWE can do can dim my enthusiasm of the Royal Rumble, and this year is no different. In fact, it is the first time in forever that the fans have been in attendance for the Royal Rumble. I am so excited. So let's get on with the booking. Normally I do a big, huge intro to provide important historical context and background, and a lot of people have been leaving comments, helpful comments with timestamps so that people can avoid watching that preamble. And you too. But no, we're jumping right into it. Let's rebook some Rumbles. Let me have a go. So I'm gonna book the Men's Rumble in minute detail, but I'm going to broadly cover the Women's Rumble first. Here are a couple of things I would like to see from the Women's Royal Rumble 2022. Number 1, Bayley returns with her old music and those wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. Just one night only. Come on, can we just start this year with some happiness? For sake. Number 2, an actual nice moment for Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley that isn't just Rhea one-shotting Nikki, dumping her out the ring for Nikki to never be seen again. Charlotte announcing on her way to the ring that she intends to unify the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships at WrestleMania to digivolve and become the Omni Flair or the Brock Les her. Number 4, Asuka returning and murdering the Bella Twins, forcing them to eat their own baseball cap / headband delete as applicable, as is Rumble tradition. Number 5, Lita and Trish finally meeting in the Royal Rumble. You didn't do that in the first one. You still haven't done it. Why won't you do it? And number 6, Alexa Bliss using telekinesis or possession to eliminate someone from the Rumble. You might as well do it to Kelly Kelly. How hard can it be to possess that mind? That's mean. That hit a little heavy. Kelly Kelly's great. She's not, though. So the final 4 of the Women's Rumble will be Asuka, Bayley, Charlotte, and Bianca Belair. Becky, fresh off retaining over Doudrop, if you can Adam and Eve it. She interferes in the match, hits Bianca with the manhandle slam, which leads to her being eliminated by Charlotte. And once again, Becky has dodged being in a one-on-one match situation with Bianca Belair. But of course, on the road to WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber, blah, 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 that's obviously the match we're gonna get at Mania. Charlotte then grabs a chair, just batters the piss out of Asuka, because Charlotte's seen what Asuka can do at WrestleMania. She's like, don't want none of you. And she eliminates Asuka. We're down to 2, Charlotte versus Bayley. Bayley wins the Women's Rumble 2022, just as a thank you for, carrying the division on her back during the pandemic alongside Sasha Banks. Thanks very much, guys. Sasha Banks would be featured in this Rumble summer, but she's out with injury. Hopefully she returns before WrestleMania, and then her and Bayley can get the thank you of the SmackDown Women's Championship match with Charlotte in a triple threat at Mania, which I think would be great. Now on to the Men's Rumble 2022, and a few notable omissions before we start. I've been a good boy and put everyone that's announced for the Rumble in the Rumble. That is, I'm recording this Friday the 21st of January, and all of this is true as of Wikipedia, but I am very much looking forward to literally tonight on SmackDown, WWE announcing that they've cloned 15 Summer Rays, and that's making up the rest of the portion of the Men's Royal Rumble, and just to with me. So if you're watching this when it comes out a week from now, and you're like, oh, actually, I think you'll find that Finn Balor injured his penis on SmackDown, so now he can't be in the Rumble, and you've booked him in the Rumble, then those are fair criticisms, and I'll take them on board. Who will not be in the Rumble, though, is Drew McIntyre, because he's recuperating a neck injury. So he's not going to be in it. Where possible, I've tried not to put tag teams in the Rumble because like you have championships that you guys want. It's called the Tag Team Championship. So that explains why Riddle, Randy Orton, Alpha Academy, Usos, Viking Raiders, they're not in the match. I have put some teams in because WWE announced them. That's why they're not here. So we're at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and before this match begins, some context. Previously on the card, Riddle and Randy Orton failed to regain their tag team championships from Alpha Academy, which started the whole breakup, tension, will they, won't they feud heading into WrestleMania. Everyone thinks Randy's gonna turn on Riddle. You really should have Riddle turn on Randy. That would be like heel Riddle. That would work, because he can kill you. So do that. Usos retain against the Viking Raiders. Edge and Beth Phoenix beat Miz and Maurice. Brock Lesnar retains the WWE Championship clean against Bobbles Lashford. But then he interferes in the Universal Championship match between Seth and Roman, planting Roman with an F5. Then he's hit with a stomp. Seth Rollins pins Roman Reigns to become the new Universal Champion. Also on this show, just a few things to point out, Corey Graves is on commentary and for some reason is being a lot more of a dick to Byron Saxton than he normally is, which is already quite a dick indeed. And there's also a backstage through line of Sami Zayn repeatedly running into pranks, which have been left for him by the Jackass team. He gets really annoyed about it and goes to the room where the person is with the tombola and all the numbers, and he says, you know the number I want. You get out of the way. He opens up the tombola, looks, finds the number he wants, and then says, why I oughta, and leaves. Now that's a lot of context to go into it, but it might all pay off in the Rumble, here's hoping. And that is where we're starting right now. Entrant number 1. No, he doesn't want any. No, correct, he does not want any. It's AJ Styles. Stepping into the role of Iron Man number 1, it is entrant number 1, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, who promises to knock those 29 other men flatter than, well, you know. And speaking of radical theories, Austin Theory is number 2. Vince's new Tamagotchi, who he has so far managed to not kill or discipline to death. He comes out and he's had a meeting with Vince before the Rumble match starts. Vince says, "Oh, little pal, I want the whole Royal Rumble. I want it from number 2. So you're gonna win the Rumble from number 2. Where's me egg? Where have you seen it? Have you seen it? Where's me egg? I had an egg around here. Have you seen it? Where's me? Have you seen it? Theory and Styles begin the Royal Rumble 2022. They lock up and do, and I want to use the correct industry term here, good wrestling. Number 3, Ricochet. And speaking of good wrestling, poor Ricky. The Pew Pew dude jumps in, does a few flip-along Cassidys with AJ Styles and Austin Theory, who are made of the same brand of slinky as him. Also, can we please let Ricochet hit a 630 splash? Like once? I haven't seen him do it in ages. That's possibly because I don't watch Raw. Why would I do that? But it's the Royal Rumble. He's not going to be in this Rumble for very long, spoilers. So please let Ricochet hit a 630 on Austin Theory. Please. So he hits it, he hits all of it. Austin Theory rolls out to the outside to, recuperate. In comes number 4. He is here to show the world. He's here to show the world. Bring it on. It's Dolph Ziggler. Now, I like Dolph. I think he's got good hair, great chin, and he's very good at bumping for wrestlers who are not quite as good as him, which is why he's here. Because number 5 is Omos. On hearing Omos's music, AJ Styles gets more angry than the last time he was in London and someone suggested he see a play at Shakespeare's Globe. He gets in Omos's face, demand that he turn around, eliminate himself, and go back up that ramp. Omos then, of course, snatches him up for the Kali bomb. What's it called when Omos does it? It's like, the thing that Kali and him do where they pick you up and then they just go, ah. And it always looks bad. What's it called? I don't care. So he hits that to Styles. Ricochet springboards into Omos. He wobbles, doesn't quite fall off his feet. Ziggler hits a super kick. He almost wobbles, doesn't quite leave his feet. Then Ricochet goes for one more top rope maneuver. Omos catches him and then just f***s him through Dolph Ziggler, and both men tumble to the outside. Omos f***ed Ricochet through Dolph Ziggler. I do say horrible things. So Ziggles and Ricky are both eliminated. Austin Theory steps up to Omos, staggers him a little, but then Omos catches him and is lifting him up in the air for a gorilla press slam when suddenly, from out of nowhere, comes AJ Styles with a phenomenal forearm, hits Omos right in the face, he falls, and Austin Theory lands on top of him just in time for number 6, Montez Ford. Ford immediately hops up to the top rope and hits his wonderful, beautiful, amazing frog splash on Omos. Styles then takes control and is like, right, you, get him up and get him right on out of here. I can't do a Georgian accent, but I'm assuming that's what it sounds like. Styles is directing traffic. They pick Omos up, they get him over to the rope. They're trying to lift him up when suddenly Omos does boom, that thing from The Matrix Reloaded with Neo and all of the Agent Smiths. Boom! Austin Theory's just flying everywhere. Omos lays everyone out once again, just in time for number 7, Dominic Mysterio. Aw, he's a real boy. Dominic, true Mysterio that he is unafraid to step up to the Giant, but it doesn't work. Omos just straight kicks him in the face and then, I don't know, just like stamps on his dick like 8 times. 1, 2, it's your 3rd stamp to the dick. Now comes 4, 5, take a little break. 6, 7, 8, oh my God, the triple threat. And speaking of 8, number 8, Rey Mysterio. Poor old dad. That's a hell of a thing to see happen to your son's wingus. Omos has Dominic up for the Kali Bomb or whatever it's called, when Rey Mysterio springboard does a little sit down thing and both Mysterios land on top of Omos and Dominic just starts going mental. They're like, ah! Just sees red and just pounding on top of Omos. And he just kind of rips open his chest thing and he's like, ah! They pick up Omos, they take him to the ropes, and it looks like the father and son team may be able to pull off a miracle and topple the Giant when accidentally Dominic clotheslines out his own dad instead. Oh, God. And then Omos just kind of heaves him out afterwards. Both Mysterios have been eliminated. Oh, what's the dad to do about this? My disappointing boy. After 10 minutes of destruction, can anyone stop Omos? In comes number 9, Walter. Not Gunther. Cause, no, I know, we'll get used to it, won't we? Because WWE aren't gonna stop. They're just gonna keep calling him Gunther. Not even Gunther. Gunther, the guy from the coffee place. Gunther. They're gonna keep calling him that, and we'll just get used to it like we got used to all the other things. But like, no, this is the line we're drawing in. We can stop this. We can do it. We just have to not stop, right? Because Walter has been a champion for over 800 days in the company, and he's put on, in the last few years, some of the greatest wrestling matches of the decade. No, he's Walter. You crazy sons of f***ing bitches. No! Anyway, point is, Walter steps up to Omos, chops him, and Omos immediately dies. The redwood falls with one swing of the axe. It's wonderful. Walter picks up Omos and turfs him out of the ring. God bless you, you big Austrian baby man. Number 10, Angelo Dawkins. The Street Profits are united and team up to try to take down Walter. They ask him if he wants the smoke, but Walter doesn't understand that lingo and kills both of them. Just chops them both to death. Styles flies into frame with a phenomenal forearm from out of nowhere, and the Street Profits see this and oh God, he's staggering, and they try to rush him, but he just bang! Both of them die, and he picks them up and throws them out of the, literally chops them both out of the ring. Street Profits are eliminated. In comes number 11, Finn Balor, or Finn Balor, as William Regal used to announce him. guy like Miss William Regal. The most penis man in the history of the Royal Rumble enters the ring, and with all the ghosts of the fallen NXT souls at his back, he rides towards Walter with one thought in mind: stop him, kill him before he lays eggs. Balor goes hog wild on Walter, and by hog, I mean his dick, but also I don't mean that. Balor is finally the one who is able to knock Walter down when he does that double kind of drop kick thing into the corner. Things start to settle down when entering at number 12, it's Corey Graves. After almost 8 years on the shelf, confined to the same no contact list that saw Paige, Daniel Bryan, Edge, Corey Graves has miraculously been cleared for active competition again, and what better way to bring him back than here at the Royal Rumble. He stands up, takes off his shiny paisley jacket to reveal a shiny paisley wrestling singlet underneath. He says something really horrible to Byron Saxton. Then he gets in the ring, he spears AJ Styles, spears Austin Theory, spears Finn Balor, tries to spear Walter, but Walter kills him, of course. Corey Graves rolls out of the ring to try and recollect himself when Byron Saxton says, "Don't worry, buddy, you'll get him next time," and Corey Graves just slaps him in the face and then gets back into the ring, and the camera just holds on Byron Saxton, and you just see him change. Like, you know what? That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. He rushes into the ring in full suit. He takes Corey Graves down, he mounts him and just beats the shit out of him. Saxton walks back to the commentary table, does up his tie, and then Austin Theory picks up Corey Graves and eliminates him from the Royal Rumble. Get yours, Byron. There's a good lad. Number 13, Cesaro. Big Tony slides into the ring, and him and Walter recreate a few of their spots from their recent series of matches they did on the European tour. I can't believe I never got to see that match. That sounds really great. Anyway, they do some of it here. Number 14 enters the fray, Damian Priest. The current US champion enters all smiles in his Dr. Jekyll persona before immediately getting chopped by Walter and immediately becoming Mr. Hyde. Just wide-eyed, going mental. He grabs the US title and he just clatters Walter with it. He just clatters him again and again. He calls over Finn Balor. Both him and Finn Balor manage to grab a leg of Walter's, and then they manage to eliminate Walter from the Rumble before Damian Priest then picks up the title, and because he's still hopped up on that rage, he clatters Finn Balor as well, and then eliminates him before he can finally calm himself down. As he is calming himself down, AJ Styles flies in again and hits another phenomenal forearm from out of nowhere. It's just the thing I want AJ to keep doing in this Rumble. When a spot ends, the final punctuation mark is AJ Styles flies in from off camera with a phenomenal forearm. It just makes me laugh. Number 15, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn runs in and sees that the other four men still left in the Rumble are Cesaro, AJ Styles, Damian Priest, and Austin Theory, and they're all getting to their feet in a separate corner of the ring. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Sammy Power. He runs and hits a haluva kick on AJ Styles, then Cesaro, then Austin Theory, then Damian Priest, then he reaches for a microphone and he cuts a promo about, "I deserve some goddamned respect, okay? I am a professional wrestler, and I demand your respect, and I know who's coming next, and by God, I'm going to beat some respect into them." In comes number 16, Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville arrives looking like me after I've been awake for 8 weeks straight. He comes out and he stands at the top of the ramp. Sami Zayn just bellows at him through the microphone. "I hate you. Grow up. You're stupid, and so's your show. You are immature. You are responsible for the lessening of an entire generation of minds. Now get down to this ring, and I'm going to beat the hell out of you." However, Knoxville just stands there, and he points to the back, and then out comes, and I've never seen Jackass, so I have got Luke Owen to write down a couple of the names here on this little tablet. Luke Owen culturally never left the early 2000s, so this has been helpful. Out comes Steve O, Chris Pontius, Wee Man. He's underlined not Bam Margera or Margera. Not sure what, I don't want to get into that, I have no idea. Preston Lacey and Dave England. Is that his real name? Dave England. They all come out and join Johnny Knoxville on the ramp, and then they all come down to the ring and they kick Sami Zayn to death. They pick him up, throw him over the top rope, and then the rest of the Jackass crew that isn't Johnny Knoxville, they pick him up and they take him to the back, presumably to enact some pranks with a Z. I don't know, something about skateboarding. Cowabunga. Johnny Knoxville stands in the ring, puts up his dukes. I'm the man. In comes number 17, Kane. Because I genuinely can't resist. It's such a lame reason, but I cannot resist. Knoxville versus Knox County. Come on, that's some fun. All right, but also Kane, I don't want the last time we see Kane to be in a Rumble with no one in attendance, no fans. Because come on, like, it's Kane. He's genuinely one of the best characters in the history of wrestling. And 21 years after he came out and made Drew Carey wet himself, he's going to do the same thing to Johnny Knoxville, so tie it all off. He picks up Knoxville, and because I think Knoxville would be game for this, he hits him with the tombstone pile driver and then throws him over the top rope. And then I go and see Jackass Forever, I guess. We're not sponsored by him. Luke is going to go and see it. Cowabunga. Number 18, Madcap Moss. I have to put him in it. He's been announced on Wikipedia, but they didn't say anything about not subjecting him to a terrible time. He takes a chokeslam, he takes a phenomenal forearm, he takes an ATL, he takes a European uppercut, all that jazz. Before in comes number 19, X-Pac. Another nostalgia pop for the middle portion of the Rumble where you can kind of do the silly stuff. X-Pac has apparently been cleared to wrestle on the indies. Hope he doesn't blow his asshole out again. And he's always remained fairly tight with WWE, even when he's on literally one of their live streams slagging off their product. The product he was slagging off was, of course, Hell in a Cell 2019. So fair play to him. He hits Madcap Moss with the Bronco Buster because, again, it can't be emphasized how much of a bad time I would like Madcap Moss to have. Before X-Pac turns to face Kane in the middle of the ring, and everyone who remembers the Attitude Era will remember their friendship, their team, and their eternal feud. The two men finally hug in the middle of the ring. Kane forgives X-Pac. The feud is over. It's finally over. Number 20, Happy Corbin. In he comes, and because love is dead and so is God, him and Madcap Moss eliminate Kane and X-Pac. Sorry. They grab some microphones and then they start telling jokes. For example, Mality, 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 Mality. Well, that's the formalities out of the way. That's Tim Vine's joke. And it's a much better joke than Happy Corbin or Madcap Moss would ever tell. Anyway, point is, they're being horrible, and then Cesaro comes in and starts beating up both men by himself because he can, and he's Swiss. He knocks them both down, picks up them both by the legs, and swings both of them around in a giant swing. I honestly reckon Tony could do it. In comes 21, Big E. Poor Big E. Sorry about the year so far. Can we please give Big E some nice things in 2022? Starting with this, the power of positivity slides in, just poise Madcap Moss into space, just through the ceiling of the stadium. Out he goes. In comes number 22, Sheamus. Sheamus, Big E, and Cesaro have a three-way Hoss Rumble when suddenly everyone is taken down by Damian Priest. In comes 23, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens arrives, he pokes Damian Priest in the eye before hitting him with a stunner and then hitting Austin Theory with a stunner and then hitting AJ Styles with a stunner. He eliminates Damian Priest, he throws him over over the top rope and then does a cannonball run into Cesaro, Styles, Theory. Does a cannonball roll into Big E. Stands there saying, this is the Kevin Owens show. That's what he says. This is the Kevin Owens show. In comes number 24, King Woods. What would a Royal Rumble be without its king? Out comes King Woods, carried to the ring on a throne. He's found 4 local wrestlers from the area. He's dressed them up like crew, but fancy crew with little capes on, and they're carrying his throne down to the ring. He jumps from his throne onto the top rope and springboards onto Happy Corbin, the former king being assaulted by the current king. Enter number 25, Nakamura. It's a regal 3-way. I did not enjoy saying that. 3 men who have all been kings batter the royal hell out of each other in the Royal Rumble, before Big E comes back in to turn the tide in Woods' favor, and both men eliminate Happy Corbin. See you later. Number 26, in comes Ridge Holland. Nah, not sure about this, because I know he's just broken his nose at day 1. Which, by the way, like, after Sheamus spent almost the entirety of 2021 breaking his nose, and then he brings Ridge Holland into this tag team with him, and then literally on the first day of 2022, Ridge Holland breaks his nose. Like, I don't know if he'd be medically cleared, but I just wanted to come down to the Rumble in exactly the same nose protector that Sheamus kept wearing, and he's brought one for Sheamus as well. Can never be too careful, Sheamus. Sheamus puts it on. Both men with the little things on team up to eliminate Cesaro because of Debar. Number 27, Kofi Kingston. It's a New Day reunion. Yes, it is. All 3 members of the New Day reunite at the Royal Rumble and they hug it out to much acclaim. They then team up to eliminate Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Let's get Ridge Holland out of there quickly before more damage is done. Enter number 28, Tommaso Ciampa. Let's just get him out of NXT before too much more damage is done. Have him and Shinsuke Nakamura find each other in the middle of the Rumble. I'd like to see that. Ciampa plants Nax with the Widow's Bell and eliminates him. That sets up maybe a little something for the journey to WrestleMania. Ciampa stands there, just happy to be out of NXT 2.0, surveys the crowd, and then from out of nowhere, AJ Styles flies in with a phenomenal forearm. So currently in the ring are the following: AJ Styles, Austin Theory, numbers 1 and 2, they're still in there. All of the New Day, Kevin Owens, and of course, Tommaso Ciampa. Most men are down. All of them are weary when in comes number 29, Goldberg. Now listen. Yes, but I'm going somewhere with this. Goldberg comes in, wrecks shop. He's about to hit Austin Theory, and Austin Theory says, wait. He goes out of the ring, he grabs his phone, he just wants to take a selfie with Goldberg, puts his arm around him. Goldberg picks him up and throws him over the top rope, with hopefully Austin Theory managing to get a selfie of himself being eliminated on the way out. Goldberg then spears Tommaso Ciampa, picks him up, he eliminates him, and there's one contestant left, number 30. It's the rated R superstar. It's Edge. After beating The Miz earlier in the night and after winning the entire Rumble from number 1 the previous year, entering number 30 is everyone's favorite Adam. It's Edge. Him and Goldberg stand eye to eye to each other. They run away from each other into the ropes, rebound, and just into each other with a spear. Every time I forget how much that hurts. Goldberg gets to his feet first. He spears both Woods and Kingston at the same time. He picks them up and he throws them over the top rope, but they land on the ring apron. And then he pushes them both off the ring apron and they fly and land in the throne that is still being carried at ringside. So Woods and Kofi Kingston are both on this throne platform and they tell the people carrying the throne, okay, just go around the ring, let's avoid Goldberg. And they go all the way around the ring, but Goldberg is there. They're like, okay, go back, okay, just go back. They go back around the ring, Goldberg is there and like, okay, we're gonna stay here. Goldberg gets out of the ring under the bottom rope and he just pushes the throne over. All of the people holding it, all of the people in the throne, they all tumble to the floor. Woods and Kingston are eliminated, and this makes Big E mad. Big E is pissed and wails on Goldberg, and using the power of positivity and revenge, and also his muscles, Big E single-handedly eliminates Goldberg. The final four then: Edge, AJ Styles, Big E, and Kevin Owens. Styles and Edge meet in the ring. Edge, of course, returning to the Royal Rumble and immediately injuring AJ Styles. AJ offers him a handshake, all is forgiven and all that. Then he offers him a test of strength and kicks Edge square in the penis. With that, he picks up Edge and he throws him out of the ring, doing that. Styles then hits a Styles Clash on Kevin Owens, and then he sees Big E getting to his feet, so he goes to the ring apron and he's ready. He's ready, and he gets up on the ring apron and he springboards to hit one more phenomenal forearm when he's snatched out of midair by a spear from Edge. Big E picks up AJ Styles, throws him over the top rope. 2 men remaining in the 2022 Royal Rumble: Big E and Kevin Owens. Now, you really could go either way with this. I know a lot of people really want Big E to win this Royal Rumble after a really crappy end to his WWE Championship reign, which never really felt like it had a chance to get going. He had that really good match with Drew McIntyre, never forget that. After that, people think that maybe Big E should get a win here, but actually I would hold off until SummerSlam to be the time where you re-crown Big E. Just have a longer road to redemption storyline. Have it end in a summer of positivity, that being the name of the whole storyline, and it starts in earnest at WrestleMania. Big E going one-on-one and beating Goldberg, which also is something that Big E really wants to do. So that would be nice, wouldn't it? To give him something that he really wants. Kevin Owens and Big E battle for a few minutes before once again Kevin Owens jams a thumb in Big E's eye, hits him with a stunner. Big E doesn't fall, he just stumbles backwards. Kevin Owens runs in and clotheslines him over the top rope. Kevin Owens is your winner of the 2022 Royal Rumble. And he goes on to face his current friend, but Kevin Owens does not understand the meaning of the word friend, Seth Rollins, for Universal Championship at Mania. And this is generally what the Mania card is looking like in my head. Bianca versus Becky for the Raw Women's Championship. Bayley versus Charlotte versus Sasha in a triple threat for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Big E versus Goldberg. Edge versus AJ Styles. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest versus Walter for the US Championship. Tommaso Ciampa versus Cesaro versus Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship. Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins for the Universal, and Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. I don't know. I think some of that looks good. I think it does. And also Ray versus his kid. Ray versus Dominic. Why not? I think he wants the match. So yeah, father and son. Where else to do it than WrestleMania? And that is how I would book the 2022 Royal Rumble. Do you massively disagree? Who would you like to see win both Rumbles? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and share this video around if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to partsFUNknown for more silly wrestling content. And never forget to jam that jam.